Welcome to the day 12 of our journey to mastering Facebook and Instagram ads. Today, we are diving into scaling successful ads. So, it is always good that when you notice that your ad is doing well, it is advisable that you try to increase it, to scale it so that you get a better performance. And now, to do that, let's go to our ads manager. So this is our ad manager. Let's open it. Now that we are there, let's assume this first campaign, this e-com lead gen, let's assume that is the ad that is already performing well that we want to scale. So you click on it. When it's open, you now duplicate. This is edit and duplicate. So we still duplicate. Okay, so these are the ad creatives. I've done a video on ad creative, so if you are still confused, you can go back to that video and get to understand it. So let's say we are working with this free DPS image, that one that has 174. So I will click on it and proceed. Yes, we are right there. Now this is the trick. Sometimes most people make that mistake of scaling their ad by multiplying whatever budget they have. That is totally wrong, because it might mess up your ad and destroy the performance of your campaign. So the bottom line is, whenever you want to scale, you should do that gradually. It is a gradual process. It's always advisable you increase your budget by 20 or 30%. So now, where do we do that? We'll go to our ad set. We'll go to ad set. This my dashboard is already on campaign. You see the blue highlighted heading. So we'll go to the next one, ad set. That is where, okay, before then, we'll have to name this particular ad, because don't forget we are duplicating already. So since we are duplicating, we need to label or name our campaign very well so that it doesn't, to avoid mix up, so it doesn't confuse us. So this second one, this campaign name, so we just click on it to name it properly. So let's say this is, let's just call it any name. Let me put it in brackets. Let me call it B, just to differentiate it. So anything I'm doing to this now, I will just name it that way. All right. So let's go to that ad set where we will see where to adjust our budget. All right. So under this ad set, we have our conversion, the budget and schedule. So this is where we'll adjust the budget or scale it. Click on budget and scale. Okay, so at this point in time, the daily budget for this particular ad is at 5,000 naira per day. So if we want to scale this by, remember the rule, by 20 or 30%. So 30% of 5,000 naira should be 1,005. So I will not scale. Let's assume I want to scale by 30% as advised. So I will not increase this amount to 6,500. I don't know if I'm making a point. 5,000 is the daily budget. Now I want to scale, and the rule is to scale by 20 or 30%. So 30% of 1,005 is 30% of 5,000 is 1,005. So 1,500 plus this 5,000 to give us 6,005. So this is how I will scale. I will scale this now to 6,500 for a day. So when I set that, I will now allow it. So the budget now, if you look at it, it has increased to 6,500. Now the reason why you scale this way, it will allow room for the Facebook algorithm to adjust without resetting your ads learning phase. So this helps to maintain your ad performance while you scale it up. So that is just the logic. Now what you do next is, after scaling it, you allow it to run for a couple of days, maybe like 2-3 days, to observe the performance. And if the ad is still performing well, before you scale again, it's always advisable you adjust your audience or your targeting. So immediately next to this budget and scheduling, you see audience. This is where you adjust your audience. So the implication is, since you have increased the amount, it's also good you expand your reach, so that as the ad is scaling, is also reaching new people within that limit. So let's adjust the audience a little, because you have already given Facebook more money, so give Facebook more room to adjust. So in this audience, let's assume the previous age group that we targeted was minimum age of between 23 to 50 years. So let's still work on this age. Let's assume that we'll now expand the border. So to expand it, we can add more years to this. So between 20 to 23 years, you notice that there are still some subset of people that will be within that range. So let's say we want to work with 20 years and above. Now, instead of 23, because 23 is more limited. Now, when you add 20 to it, you have a larger audience range. Okay, so now the age we are working with, now instead of 23, we adjusted it to 20. So between age 20 to 50, you know that you have more people within this range. So since you have increased the amount, you are also telling Facebook to also expand your reach. You understand? So when you adjust this, you can also want to add to, maybe the previous ad was only within Nigeria. You can also slightly add another location to Nigeria. So Ghana is close to Nigeria, Cameroon is close to Nigeria, Niger is close to Nigeria. It's your choice. You can also decide that since this ad has been running within Nigeria, let's just add Ghana to it. So this is where you do it. Look at the top, the location, include this location. So there is Nigeria already highlighted. You add, so you can just add, you search, you can add Ghana to it, or you can even wait till when you only expand the age bracket from 20 to 50, you can allow that to even run for a couple of days before you add another location like Ghana to it. It's your choice. You can also do it the same day. So you add Ghana, look at the country Ghana, you just click on it and you click on this tick. So it's now Nigeria and Ghana. You understand the point? So this is how you scale gradually. Now when you have done this, you now save, go back, so you click on next and your ad to run. Now when you have done all this, the next thing, let's just assume we have done all that, but I want to discard it. I'm not using this. So after doing all that, you now come to this. You remember where we started from. This is where we started the duplication. So you now have this duplicated copy under this main ad. So because we did not save it, that's why the old copy, the unduplicated one, is still showing like this. The next thing is for the next few days, you now start to monitor the performance of this ad that you have duplicated, that you have increased the budget, that you are scaling. So how do you do that? You see under this results, just click on the performance. But before then, the most important thing to look out for when you are monitoring your duplicated copy or your scaling copy is to look out for the return on ad. Okay, what I did is just to click on this more. Click on the more. So you see this ROAS, return on ad spent. Your focus should always be on that parameter. The next parameter you also focus on is the CPC, cost per click. You understand? Try to check how much it's costing you for each member or each prospective customer that come and click on your ad. You understand? Then another thing you still need to look out for is the click-through rate, CTR. You see it here, just say view performance. Okay, when it's open like this, you see leads, you see click and reach. Click on that, clicks. All right, so this is the click-through rate. Under the click, you see 498 as link clicks. Then the CTR, you click on it, this 2.5, click on it. So this is the CTR, click on it. So the click-through rate is a 9.29. So you already know what it is now. So later when you are observing your own, you see if it's increasing or decreasing. So these are just the major parameters you look out for when you are scaling. So these are some of the indices or the metrics that help to compare between your unduplicated copy and the duplicated one that you are scaling. So, and again, when you have scaled, when you have a second copy that you are scaling, don't delete the old performance, the old ad, which is the ad A. If you understand this, if you go back to my video on A and B testing, so don't delete the old copy immediately. Allow both of them to run. Remember, the only difference is just 1,500. So you allow both to run while you keep an eye on both. That's the implication. So when you notice that you are performing well, you cannot delete the old copy and stick with this new duplicated one. And that is how you keep repeating the cycle, and you'll be getting better results. Now, as always, I always leave a task for us. So the task for today is, if you already have a campaign that is running, just follow the same step. Or if you have done any campaign before and you have not scaled, or you even scaled, you can share your experience in the comments. But it's always good that you try and play around all of this we've been discussing, so you can at least have a better experience. Or when you start doing your own next time, since you have attempted it now, it will at least give you a little experience. Now, apart from all that, there's a do-it-yourself video on how to run successful ad. You can ask for the link for that video so that you can learn it yourself. If you still want top professionals to handle your ads for you, who are just a DM away. Don't forget to like this video if you are getting value for it. You can share it to as many people in your contacts, and like this page so that you can be getting daily tips from me. Have a nice day.